Well, guys, welcome to episode 17.
17.
17. Time flies, dude.
Time does fly.
It's just going.
It flies forever. And
Yeah.
subscribe. Got it?
Listen
Subscribe.
to 'em,
Hit the
guys.
button. Hit the button. Subscribe. Show some support. You know what I mean.
Yep, show the support. So we have two amazing athletes here. They're both competing this weekend at the Mel Chansey Harbor Classic. Super exciting. We got Jessica and Britney. She's going to be competing in wellness. She's going to be in bikini, and I'm super excited for you guys. How do you guys feel right now?
Feeling good.
Yeah. Overall, just have to pee a lot.
Yeah.
Excited, ready.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of peeing that goes involved in peak week. You know, I don't think people. How much water are you drinking right now?
A gallon
I know, but
and a half.
Dude, she ain't playing around. She got her gallon, treating it like a Stanley cup with a straw in
look
it.
at her.
Exactly. That's the way to go. Just put a straw in
Okay.
That's awesome. And when you drink that, are you still thirsty after the gallon and a half now, or
No,
you
I'm
pretty
pretty
good?
content. Yeah.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
That's good.
I
What
make
about
it
you?
last.
I would drink over a gallon usually, so
Yeah.
I'm like thirsty.
Yeah, I mean, water is it just is what it is. I remember driving to one of my shows. I forgot I was up in the 7 hours waiting. Every 30 minutes, I was having them pull over so I could pee outside.
Sucks, bro.
It sucks. Water is a core. Plus, you're waking up 5 times, 6 times a night, so you're not even doing that. But yeah, we have a big show this weekend, man, and I'm super excited. So this is how many shows have you done? This
This
will be your
will be my third show.
third show, and this is her first show.
Yeah.
So how
Number one.
was your first prep?
I would have to say generally pretty, I would say easy if you have the mindset for it. I think if you kind of romanticize that time with yourself and kind of get your mind right, you're good. In my opinion. But I cooked for my whole family, so like they were on prep too.
Yeah, tell them about the 8-minute abs that I sent you guys. What happened with
Oh yeah, so my husband and I, we did the lifestyle first, and it was really funny because Matt sent him the 8-minute abs. Well, this guy's like from 99 or 80, I don't know, I'm not sure.
that? It was like a 20-year-old video.
Yes, it was. So he's like, do this every day until you have abs. And I was like, all right, fine. I have to do abs too. So the whole family, we got out the yoga mats and everything, and I made everybody do 8-minute abs. I'm like, 8-minute abs time, 8-minute abs time, because we'd switch off like workouts. So I would go like straight after work and then get back. We would work out, do 8-minute abs, and then he would go. So like we spent quality family time doing 8-minute abs. We still kind of do it, but he kind of fell off the wagon a little bit, but he gets on it. Like I'm like, you're getting chubby.
He looks pretty good though, you know. And you could be as hard as you want on him, but that man looks pretty good. You know,
does.
Yeah, he does.
You got to be hard on yourself though.
Right.
So.
Right. So he's doing it. He's like, I know. But he's not. He looks great. I just like give him a hard time. I can't fall off that wagon.
See, but that's good though, because like you found a way to involve your whole family and kind of get
Right.
them all into that, sort of thing, and it kind of helps out with the whole entire process, right?
Right.
For sure.
Yeah.
And that's cool.
They kind of made it like a competition between, because I have a boy and a girl. So
Yeah.
they made it like a competition, like who can do more, because they're like, oh, it hurts. I'm like, this is not even that bad. It's like, it could be worse.
They're gonna have 6-pack by the time like 13. They're gonna be
Right,
shredded.
Right, yeah. So they've been good. They were like, okay, and like they come out. We have a little gym outside, they'll come out and hang out with me for a little while and go back in there, because I'm on the Peloton or the treadmill.
yeah.
So they come out.
Nice, yeah. And exactly what Dustin said. It's good that you found something to bring everyone together, because this sport
Right.
is so individualistic. Especially like you hyper focus on the show. You're just that's
Right.
all you're thinking about, and you did a great thing bringing the family together. And Levi, I think, was super supportive too on that whole process. I think that's really important.
Yeah, it is. It's good to have a spouse that's super, into it. Like I had to sit down and talk to him. Like, listen, like I have to work out, so like you're gonna have to like help a little bit more.
Yeah.
He's like, okay, that's fine. But I was like, but I'll cook for you. Like, well, like obviously, like I'm cooking for the whole family, so I'll make your stuff a little different. But
Yeah, but it's hard though, because you're not making the fun stuff. You're making my food, and you guys are just eating whatever you want.
Yeah.
Pretty much for them. And then do you still cook that for them, whatever they want?
well, I make all sorts of things. So I found like really healthy, like, cause like for some reason, I don't know why, like I've been finding like food's been on my food.
Yeah, that's part of it.
It's been on my
Welcome to the life.
feed. I'm just like, healthier versions of like, I don't know, no baked brownies or no this or that. So I've been finding all different things that they could have, like that is helpful for them too, like health wise, if they're gonna eat it. So,
Yeah.
because the kids are gonna eat it. So they've been doing really well with it, and like they've been helping me. We've been making like homemade, like literally everything from scratch.
That's
like
good.
so like it's been an activity too for us to like bake and cook and stuff together. So
Nice.
yeah. So like it hasn't been too difficult, like I said. So
Yeah. I mean, I got to give a huge shout out to your husband as well. Like, he seems like he's so supportive. Like, he's probably invested just like you are. Like, we'll be talking and check-ins and stuff. And listen, if you guys don't know, there is no excuse to go see your damn coach. How far do you drive to see me almost every week?
2 hours.
oh goodness.
2 hours, guys, to come see me for literally 10 minutes sometimes. She might walk in 10 minutes. I mean, I try to talk to her for a while, but she'll hang out with the team or whatever. But discipline, man. You are so disciplined, and your husband seems so supportive. I know. How excited is he right now?
Yeah, he is. He's very excited. I mean, from the beginning, just when I first wanted to start competing, it was just kind of, I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know what it really involved and what it entailed. And so when we started, it was just kind of a journey for both of us. And he was actually gone in my first prep. He was gone to Coast Guard school in Virginia. So I was kind of on my own, and it was like just so weird. And it was hard with the kids, 4 kids running around everywhere. And but then this time he's been here through this whole prep and just coming along with me on the journey, you know. I mean, and he's always there to, like, especially with the baking side of it. Same, I have all these reels, and I'm like, oh my God, stop! Like, get these things away from me, because I don't want to see them. And then the kids want sweets, and so I'm like, no. And so he helps with that side of it too. I mean, and he's always willing to drive and bring me, which I am so appreciative for, because I'm not a good driver, so it tears my nerves up. But he
White
is.
knuckle in it?
Yeah, totally. Especially on the interstate, I'm like, oh my God. But he's super supportive, and that makes it so it really does help. I mean, it's a huge help. I mean, that's just being that supportive, especially when you get in your mind and you're just like, what about this? But look at my glutes. But look at this. But why is this not hitting yet? Why hasn't this came along yet?
Yeah.
You know, it's like such a mind game.
Yeah.
And he's just like, no, do you remember what Matt said? I said the same thing, but I know you're only going to listen to what Matt says. But he says you're okay, you know. He always brings me back down to, like,
Just
you
listen
know,
to Matt.
He does, and he's like, he will literally say the same thing, and then of course, you know, I'm like, no, you don't. I mean, in my mind, I'm thinking, do you really see? Or are you just being nice? You know, are you really just trying to encourage me? And then literally, like, the next day, you say it.
I would say the same thing. Yeah, we're dropping water here. We're doing that. And he'll come over. He'll be like, man, like, you know, her glutes. What do you think about those? Like, I think they're good, right? Like, and we're like going back from, like, dude, right? You see that? And then, see, I told you.
Yeah,
like,
exactly. So it is. It's he's been super supportive through all of
That's
it.
awesome.
And we're pushing him to compete. He wants to. He's talking
really?
about it. So
wow.
he's just letting me get through my side of it, and then he's gonna jump on board with us too. So
nice. That's awesome.
exciting.
That's awesome. Plus, if he just keeps building his physique, he already looks awesome. So, and you guys do own a gym. Tell us a little about that too.
Yeah, so me and my family, we started a gym in 2006 called New Flex Gym and Fitness Center in Clewiston. Clewiston is a small town, super small, and it was the only gym for quite a while there in town. And then another gym came in town, like a franchise came in, and then it was just the two of us in Clewiston. And so we've been in business for now 17 years. And we just recently moved into a new facility, 8,000 square foot facility with new equipment, everything a whole lot larger. And it's been really great. We have over almost like right at 500 to 600 clients, somewhere in that range. And in Clewiston, you know, we have a population of like 10,000 people. So it's like super small, rural area, agriculture. But it's great. I love people coming in, seeing them, excited about their goals and meeting them, and you know, just being able to push them along in that side of it. So it's
Nice.
been nice.
I'm sure it helps to see you leading by example, right? Out there in that area.
Yeah, I mean, I love it. I mean, they're so supportive, like, especially this time around. Like, the first time I went through it, I was kind of like undercover, because I was like, I don't really know what I'm doing, and I just want to kind of keep this to myself. You know, I don't really know. But this time around, they're like, oh, you're going to, you know, they're just so supportive. They're so excited for me, and they're sitting back, and they're just like, I can't wait to see you. I'm coming to your show. I mean, and it ranges from like senior citizens all the way down to like the younger ones. And I'm like, they're like, oh, I'm coming. And I'm like, oh my God, like, thank you. You know, like, that's so, it just means so much that, you know, they see you know, that they're just, you know, coming along the journey with me. And, you know, from that, them, and then there's all kinds. Yeah. So there's all kinds.
Just everyone's supportive right now,
Yeah.
especially when you get to the condition you're in, guys. I'm sure you've seen the videos. This girl is peeled to the bone. Like, there's not much. There's pretty much no fat left. She's no fat. She's a skeleton at this point with muscle, you know. But I think there's a difference when feel like the first prep, maybe you weren't as confident, right? So maybe the people saw that. But now that people see you're in it, they see your condition, they see you're ready for battle. Do you feel like that's been a big difference now that you know kind of how to do stuff now?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think honestly, like I tell everyone, I'm like, the best decision I made was coming onto Warrior Aesthetics. Like I'm telling you, like I am so like just pleased and happy and excited, like just because, and then you surround yourself with team members, and it's just like it's a completely different feeling versus the feeling of you're alone, or like you're kind in Clewiston. There's not a whole lot of us. There's like there's like 3 other people that do compete as well. She's a wellness girl and he does different ones, and so but we don't really see each other much.
Right.
But they come to the gym and they're there. But as far as just like we're friends, but I mean, it's just, you're kind of still by yourself. So that was being able to be a part of Warrior Studies, honestly, was like the best decision. And it definitely, like, it made such a huge difference. And just, I've seen the growth, even just from when we started in September, it was like, oh, we got to build your upper body. Then it's like, oh no, we got to stop the upper body.
Yep.
And I was like, wow, like I look back on the pictures and I'm so amazed at just how far I've come in just such a short period of time that I can't wait just to see, like next year. Like I'm excited already for I'm excited for the off season for next year.
Oh yeah.
So.
And that's it. And I always tell people this, man, just master the conditioning the first show. Yep. Master the conditioning, guys, in your class, right? The bikini is so subjective. It's so different.
Right. So
different. But like wellness, you have to be conditioned. Physique, you have to be conditioned. Yep. And I feel like when I take a client on, one of the first things I told you, I said, win or lose, which we're going to win, but win or lose, like I want you to just master the conditioning. Like you just master that. Because then once we have that, all we need to do is grow, and the sky's the limit at that point. So, what are your guys' expectations for this weekend?
Winning.
Absolutely.
No, hey, that should be the mindset that you have. Absolutely.
Overall, we want overalls across the board.
Yes.
That's it.
I want everybody to win too. Like when I first saw the first show and I went and I was like thinking about it, putting my little toes in, I was looking at everybody and I'm like, oh my gosh, they work so hard. Like I want everybody to win. They work so hard. They all look good. You can really, really tell that, it took a lot of time and effort for everybody. But to be honest, like I think just the overall experience, I'm excited for it. The unknown is actually a little thrilling. So, which is cool. Something different.
For sure.
I'm excited. I do think I'm more excited, I think, for just, especially for this one, but also for the Sarasota one as well, because I've never been a part of like a team. And so it was just me backstage and that like isolation feeling. You're like, oh, they're with their team or they're over there. And it's like, I'm so excited just to be around the teammates and you guys backstage. Like, I just want to like bombard the place with the team.
We're gonna crush it, girl.
We're showing up like this is our team, Like I'm so proud, I guess, to like be a part of the team, and I'm excited to be able just to be around everybody that day, and the excitement just grow and just fuel off of each other. Be able just to really fuel off.
It's going to be a way different experience, I think, what you had before. Way different. I remember like my first show I never had a coach besides Dustin, but my first show I was by myself backstage. I had Justin come back. He came back and then he got kicked out, but he came back for a minute. And he's like, you got this, we're gonna win. And we did get the overall at that show. But it's a lonely world, man, when you're doing it by yourself. And I knew a lot. I mean, I've been studying this sport since I was 14 years old. I'm 31 now. I've been studying this sport for so long. I couldn't imagine being like a first time competitor or something, going backstage with nobody back there. Like you have to have it. But the problem is most of the people who are back there by themselves have local coaches that aren't even there. It doesn't make any sense.
Like I was in California, my coach was in Arizona. My first 2 competitions, he didn't show up. He came to my last one, and then he was also there for my my first national show at Pittsburgh. But yeah, when you're backstage alone, it's a whole different experience. Like especially my first competition, I didn't know what to expect. I'm just sitting there. I didn't when am I supposed to eat my rice cakes?
Bill's yelling at everyone running backstage.
Dude, I'm like, what the hell is going on, right? But yeah, it's going to be a completely different experience for you, especially for you, first time experience, not having to deal with the unknown in terms of us not being there helping you out. You don't have to worry about that. You're gonna have 2 gorillas backstage
in Raven's little butt.
Feed you whatever you want.
Dude, she's feisty, man. She's feisty, actually.
Oh, I love Raven. She cracks me up.
She'll call you out on your bullshit too. People think like she's so small and innocent, like nice, and she'll call you out. She's probably meaner than me in a good way. Like she's just like, no, that's not how you do it. This is how you do it. You gotta eat rice cake. What are you doing? She's like, you guys are gonna see.
Oh, gosh, she's staying in my room.
Yeah.
Great. great.
Yeah, good luck. She was
she's
like,
gonna
it's
make
time
sure.
to wake up.
Yep. And at 3 o'clock, I've
Standing
been up.
over me.
Let's go. Let's get some pose
No, I
again.
was telling her, I was like, she's
That's
like,
awesome.
you gotta schedule your stuff. You gotta get your hotel. You need to do that. And I was like, okay, sorry. And I text her and I got it. She goes, what time did you end up getting? I'm like 5 a.m. She goes, you got screwed. I was like, oh, well, I didn't know. And that was like the only time and I didn't want to be late. So
That's awesome. No, she's hardcore. But yeah, obviously, you know, I think we talked about this. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to make the prejudging. And I'm like dying because this is the show that I put all like my athletes. I'm not saying everyone else isn't great. We have a lot of great people, but I handpicked the people that I wanted to do the show because I want to sweep everything. Like I want to sweep. I mean, we're gonna have a battle between her and Ashley. That's gonna be fun. You know,
Yeah.
Hopefully Ashley. Shout out to Ashley. Hope she don't go crazy this time. You know,
fine.
hopefully we're
She'll
good.
be
You know,
fine.
no, but Ashley, we've talked
Yeah.
about it. She's just in the middle, dude. Like she's in the middle. Like she sent me pictures of you this morning. Actually, comparing herself to you. She's like, look at my quads. Like I have huge freaking quads. Like they're not at your level, but they're also not at your level. So they're like, she's in the middle.
She's just
And as
right
far
in
as-
between of the divisions.
she
Yeah,
looks
that's rough.
great.
Exactly.
Like you can tell she's worked so
Oh, for sure.
hard.
She looks
And
amazing.
Seriously, like from going, she did the St. Pete show all the way and prepped all the way again, like prepped all there and then prepped all the way again till now. Like,
Yeah.
and
She's
then
been a
she's
prep
gonna
since
keep
January.
going. That's what I'm saying. That's a long ass
It's a long
prep.
one. But her body's responding. I mean, she's it's not like a lot of people shit the bed like with their body. The body just give the hell up. Her body seems to be doing really well right now. She's in a good spot. She's just
That's
watery. You know, but she's gonna kick butt. I'm really, really excited about this show. I could not be more excited.
Right, no,
I'm
even from
pumped.
her pictures from the beginning when she first
Can
started.
you imagine that transformation?
Yeah, I remember that.
Transformation there, I was
Legendary.
like, wow, that's that's
That's something I'd be proud
amazing.
of for sure.
Yeah.
Because you can tell she worked hard.
Just wait till you see your transformation video. Do you remember
Please
taking
don't.
that?
No.
I remember.
Oh my
We're like,
God.
everybody's got to do it. Get out there. And she's like, ugh.
She actually jumps into the back pose. We're gonna put it out there.
goodness.
So
Oh my
funny.
gosh, I'm such a nerd.
No, it's hilarious.
I look at my old pictures from when I always go back and I look and I'm like, oh god,
Dude.
He's like, get up there. No, it was like, he's like, get up there. Let's do your thing. I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing.
We have like 5 girls. Like you
We're
go,
like,
girl. You kill it.
exactly.
You got
That's the whole
this.
point. You don't know what you're doing.
I was
You know?
like, yeah, they're like, no, you're good. Woo. And I'm
I know.
like, yeah, no.
Yeah. Well, at that point, I think we had Sarah. I think Ashley was there. We had a
Yeah.
lot of the girls that were like kind of knew themselves, so they were like
Right.
seeing you, and they were a week before you.
Right.
So that's just so funny. That's going to be legendary. Yours is going to be just ridiculous as well. I love doing those. That's like my thing. I love putting those transformation videos up. It's so much fun. But as far as this weekend goes, what do you guys worried about the most right now at this show?
Nothing really.
Like posing, like backstage,
Well,
like
posing,
what are you
but
guys worried
I've
about?
been practicing, so I'm gonna keep practicing that. Just nothing really right now. I'm not really too nervous. I'm kind of like hyper focused right now, so
Just ready for battle.
Just ready to go. I'm just watching everybody before me, and don't do what they do.
I definitely posing is probably one of my is such a weak spot for me. I mean, I just feel like that is something that I just constantly I'm constantly just in front of the mirrors walking because I'm such a tennis shoe person. Live in tennis shoes, I feel like 20 hours a day. It feels like. And so the high heels, like I was like, why do they have to be 5 inches? Like, can't we do like 3, like 2? Like, just give me like these little ones. But so for me, just the walk, like if I can just like get to that point and then I'm good. And then I hate shaking, but I'm like such like I can feel like sometimes I get nervous, especially, and so like the shaking kind of gets to me. So I'm like, oh god, give me a shot of vodka or something just to like calm the nerves down. But
Is there tequila backstage? Just asking.
There actually is a
for
bar at Mel
friends.
Chance's show.
Who's bringing
Yeah,
the
you're
bar?
right.
There's a bar.
Yeah, you're right.
Nobody's getting alcohol.
Nobody's allowed to have any.
You guys will pass out. Crazy story, actually. Dolly, I don't think we ever talked about this in the podcast.
No.
So Dolly, after she won an overall, we did 2 shows. She won an overall. Her and Rod, they went out to dinner, and she got 1 glass of wine. And she literally said she stood up from the table and just passed out. Done.
God.
Hit the thing. They had to call the ambulance and everything. Like she hit the floor.
no.
Done. So guys, be careful. Like, because you're so dehydrated.
Yeah.
You
You're
know?
dehydrated as fuck.
Imagine the first drink you're getting is like some wine or like some liquor. Wow.
Yep.
You're going knocked out.
That's what after one of my shows we went to a restaurant. I had a margarita, and I was like, wow.
Yeah,
Like,
you're-
by the
you're
time
like
I'm walking home, I'm
zinging, right? You're like-
I don't even remember my head hitting the pillow. I was done. I was
my
like,
God.
I
Oh
can't
my
even stay
gosh,
up.
I feel like that now.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
Well, do a shot.
Yeah,
See
you
what
do one
happens.
shot when you're dehydrated. Yeah,
gosh.
man. That's what I try to tell everybody. So, like, the first thing after your competition, I always like to have like a small Gatorade or something,
Right.
just chilling, waiting for me, and that's what I like to drink. Or I go straight for water. Like, do that immediately after your competition.
There you go.
Because if you don't, there we go. Yeah, absolutely.
Just let
Because if you don't, you're going to stuff your face, okay? And then you're going to be full as shit and you're going to be thirsty. But there's no more room for water. You know what I mean?
That's so true. Oh my
Right.
So
gosh,
just
that
drink the
makes a
water
lot of
first.
sense.
Drink the water first.
PSA.
Definitely.
That's good.
PSA, drink the water.
Little pro tip, okay?
Yes, or like an
Pro tip.
electrolyte. That's another thing too.
Exactly, electrolyte.
It depends. If you're gonna do 2 back-to-back shows, I'm not like the biggest fan of doing electrolyte first thing. But if you're not doing another show afterwards, 100%. Like you both are doing Sarasota, so we're not doing that. But the Sarasota one, I love that. Like the second you get off stage, a nice cold electrolyte. Oh my god, dude! When I got off stage and we were at the was it Ultimate Grand Prix?
Yeah.
I was looking forward to the electrolyte so bad. And I went up there and about half of that shit was frozen. I was
I
fucking
remember
pissed. I was pissed because like I'm trying to chug it and like the whole thing's
Nope, it's
frozen. So trust me, electrolyte. Wow, it was strawberry lemonade or something. Fire.
It's different.
I like a Coke Zero.
Coke
Just
Zero?
Something with carbonation. Just give me some carbonation.
Yeah, well, I'm
Yeah,
sure
sure.
that's more for taste, though. We're trying to get the electrolytes back and
Exactly.
try not to pass out. Trying to hydrate your body. So, what do you
Like
guys
them.
think about perverts in the gym?
Oh goodness.
What do you guys think?
I had an experience when I first started. Like, I was doing my kickbacks, and some guys like trying to look down my top.
No.
And, yeah.
What?
Yeah.
That's some
I was like, I think I'm gonna move and try another
cringy
exercise.
shit right there.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
I think
It was
we
cringe.
have had situations at our gym with stuff like that. And honestly, for us, they kind of like weed themselves out. And
Yeah.
we're able to be so selective
Yeah.
because we're not a chain.
Right.
So we're like, oh, well, these are the rules. You can't follow them. You can get out.
Yeah.
And so that has like helped us a lot. As far as for me, I don't know. Maybe I'm just like oblivious, but I just go in there and I guess I just don't pay attention to it. But you know what? I take that back. I'm also working out at 3:00 when nobody's in there. with
Right.
me.
Yeah.
So that does make a difference.
True.
So I'm like, it's just me and Jess. Or if we do go places though, because we sometimes like if we go on vacation, we go to a gym. I don't know. I just kind of maybe I just don't pay attention. I
Yeah.
just
You got the
zone
blinders
out.
on,
I
you're
just-
fully
I don't know.
focused.
I guess I just kind of.
Well, it just depends because I go all different times depending on my work
Yeah.
week, and plus I do a lot at home now, so like I don't have. But yeah, there's been incidences, and I'm just like whatever. I just moved to a different machine.
Yeah.
Normally I'm with my husband. If
Yeah,
I'm
same.
with like at the same time sometimes.
Levi,
and-
come here. Levi, come here.
And I'm like, this dude,
Green hat, fuck him up.
right?
And that has actually.
Yeah.
I mean, we were at a gym and some guy came up to me and I don't even. It was some weird. It was so weird. It was like random, and I'm just like listening to him talk, and then Jesse comes up and he's just like, okay, and he just kind of like walks on. I was like, okay, well that solved the problem. Thanks,
It's
whatever.
no different than perverts in a bar.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of women are like almost not necessarily scared to work out, but that's why you see some gyms like AMP now doing like their girls only rooms
Right.
because there are some weirdos out there, man. And like, it's one of those topics where like it's so important because a lot of women are scared to even go in the gym now because of men. Like they're just scared to even walk in. And that's the one thing I hear a lot of when I get on phone calls with, like lifestyle clients who don't go to the gym. Like, well, I'm just like kind of nervous because I'm scared, or they're scared because they don't want to look retarded either. Like, oh, I'll look retarded on this machine. But if you don't start, you're never gonna get better.
True.
Yeah. No, I had that one instant, but not really ever since then. And usually, like she said, they weed themselves out. And normally, if you don't give any eye contact, usually it's like,
Yeah.
I think for us, what has helped is we were very like strategic on where we put our equipment. And so like when the people came to like put it in, I was like, okay, booty builder in this corner. Like I don't want it in the middle of the room. Leg curl, I don't want it in the middle of the room. We want it like in the corner
Facing
over
away.
here.
Right. And then facing the wall so that when they're
facing the wall.
boomed,
So,
yeah.
exactly. And so that I just kind of kept that in mind. And then too, I mean, since we are kind of selective, I can kind of like weed through people, and I'm like, just sign the waiting list. Here you go. And then I'm like, oh, and so we do have a lot of women that come in, and I feel like that does. I want them to feel comfortable.
100%.
I want them to come in and feel like they are. It's safe.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
so that's a big deal for like that's always in my mind. Like when they come in, do they feel safe? Do they feel okay with the people? The more we have a lot of like senior citizens, and that's probably my favorite time to be around people
Yeah.
is with the senior citizen crew. I'm like, yes, I love y'all. The evening crew is not my crew. Like I can't. I'm like I want to be out of there. I don't want to be around them. I'm like I can't handle the evening crew. They're just that's a whole other different type of people.
Absolutely.
And I mean, they're all great. We have great members, and I'm such a morning person, I guess. And but for them, for us, just to be able to have that safe environment is so huge. It really
Yes.
is. It's a huge deal.
Yep. I just hear all the time, like literally all the time. So anyway, let's talk about prep. You know, obviously I know you guys are going through it right now. What was the biggest struggle that you guys could talk about in prep? What was the biggest struggle for you guys?
You can go ahead. I'm thinking.
I don't know. Just I always like kind of plan ahead, but eating more. Like at first, I wasn't eating as much food, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, I'm gonna die." And then now I'm like, "Oh my gosh, I'm gonna die. I need more."
Yeah.
So like that was like it just shifted a little bit, but that's pretty much it. Just kind of dialing in on what I exactly needed, but I didn't realize how much I was actually not eating before.
Yeah.
That's crazy, right? Yeah,
Right.
we like to start you guys off high.
Right.
Well,
I
you know,
was like,
a good amount of
"Oh."
food. You know, every single time, everybody's like, "Man, dude, I feel like I'm eating too much." I'm like, "Hey, just wait, just wait, just
So
wait. I
true.
promise you, enjoy it while you have it, because we're gonna start taking that away, and it ain't gonna be fun for you. You're gonna be wishing you had it
That's
back."
exactly what he was like. Enjoy the food, just enjoy it. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I am. I feel like I'm 3 months pregnant, but I am. I'm enjoying
Same.
it.
I was like, oh my gosh. And then going to the bathroom. Oh my.
Well, talk about the bathroom. What about the bathroom?
You can't go.
You just backed up.
So
You
backed
can't.
up,
I was like,
right?
yeah. I was like, oh my gosh, all this food and can't go. This is awful. How, like, I didn't realize as an adult, like, you would count how many times you have to poop
Right.
Yeah.
in a day
Well,
to be
So,
comfortable.
okay, here's a question. Like before you started versus now, right? So now you're on more of like a whole foods based diet, right? Versus before, you can pretty much eat whatever you want. I don't know how healthy you ate before,
Pretty
but like,
healthy.
do you feel more regular now in terms of the amount of times that you go versus before?
I just make sure I go at least once or twice a day.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's it.
I would say I have always had digestive issues, and that was my biggest thing with all the food I was eating at first. And I was like, "Oh my god!" I just remember the first preps and things, and how my body was not really responding when it came to that.
Right.
And I was like, "God, like that's not good." Like, and I know like the day up. I mean, like everything runs through your mind. But honestly, I don't. The food that I'm eating and how much I'm eating, everything, it's been smooth. It's worked, and it's my digestive system has not been an issue, and I'm surprised because I have always had digestive issues, and bloating, gas, everything, and it hasn't been like that unless I eat a ton of egg whites. Then it's not cool. But
yeah.
Right.
Well, I feel like everyone has digest foods differently, right? Like I there's some things that I just can't do, like sweet potato. I tried sweet potato and prep for like one meal, immediately was like, this can't work. And I don't have any digestion problems at all. And I just couldn't do it.
Can't work.
I just didn't have any fucking doing it because I felt bloated. I felt nasty, sick.
Yeah.
And like same thing with like artificial sweeteners. That's why I'm so big on it too, because I always get really like bloated and like just distended after, like when I do artificial sweeteners. So in prep, you have to find what works with you and you have to stick to that no matter what. But I'm excited to see this week though for both you guys, because we're adding in things that we haven't really had in a while, or maybe haven't had
I'm
all prep.
so excited for almond butter. Give me all the almond butter. I can't
For
wait.
now until your digestion gets all messed up. But you know, I think it should be fine. But like you said, you should be fine. I'm praying, but just watch your body. I tell everyone, as we introduce these little foods that we haven't had, just listen to your body. Like I forgot we were doing a bunch of almond butter, and I remember we were 3 meals in for my show, and I'm like, dude, like we got to pull this down. Or for what was it? I think it was almond butter.
Maybe.
I just pulled on because I was just feeling really like bloated and distended. So I pulled the almond butter. And I did oils the last 3 meals, and it kind of helped subside. So watch your body during peak week, right? And this is why I think doing multiple shows is really good too, because you learn what works good, right? Like I have a lot of clients like, actually, she's like, oh, we cannot do steak no matter what. We can't do steak. We got to do only fish. I'm perfect, good, because the steak just immediately caused digestion issues with her. So with her, we're doing turkey and all sub. Like I like alternating foods, especially that day. I like doing fish with like almond butter because it's like really lean protein, and then you got some fats with almond butter, and then maybe like steak with oil. So that way it's just different kinds of fats. But that's all I do. But watch your body in the next couple of days, because you'll see. Immediately you'll know if something's wrong.
Definitely be hyper focused on how each small little thing is going to affect your digestion. That's basically it.
Yes.
You can get heartburn off the smallest thing. Oh man, I just started eating this again. I got heartburn, or acid reflux. I don't know where it's from. Well, just be conscious of everything that you're ingesting for sure.
I was doing green salsa my whole prep.
Yep, I remember
3 weeks out, I'm like, I'm going to take out this green salsa. I'm going to go down to Taco Bell hot sauce. Or I did Taco Bell hot because I can't do red hot. Okay, I did prep too many times. I'm sorry, guys, all you red hot fans out there. Can't fucking do it. I tried the Taco Bell. Bro, immediately stomach problems. Immediately. So I actually went back to the salsa because I'm like, if I'm this conditioned, I'm this good, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Right.
So then I kept out with a few meals, and then that's pretty much what I did. But I tried to go to the hot sauce. It just didn't want to work with me.
Yeah, I found like a new thing where I would do like during the time frame where I could have like my 10 calorie, like 10 to 15 calorie sauces. I would just take an hour down Publix and read all the backs
Yeah.
of them to make sure I could have it. And then if it was like within my markers, I was
Yeah.
like, and I found like so many.
What was your favorite? What did you settle upon?
Oh, it would have to be the, believe it or not, Herdes or something like that. Herdes. I
Okay,
got it
okay,
from
okay.
And it was like the green avocado
Salsa?
sauce,
I know what you're talking
hot
about.
sauce.
Yeah.
It was that,
Yeah, yeah.
and then the Tabasco sweet and spicy.
Oh, there you go.
Gotcha.
Those two, they were great.
You got to find something that works good and something that tastes good and stick with it. Like,
Right.
Yeah.
That's
I
what-
used the Valentine. Valentine?
yes,
Okay,
that one's
I know
not
what you're
bad.
talking about. Yeah,
I see.
yeah.
Actually, I wasn't a fan of that
love
one.
Yeah.
I like the Crystal hot sauce. We're
I
all
like
different.
Cholula.
Valentine's is basically like
I like Cholula.
yeah, it's kind of like Cholula,
Yeah.
isn't
Yeah,
it?
it is
Right?
very similar.
Yeah.
I
little
carry the big
thicker.
old bottle
Yeah.
around with me everywhere, and I'm just like,
Well, Cholula has like multiple flavors. They have like
Yeah.
Chipotle
Okay.
and Verde and all.
But Valentine's like Tapatio. That's what I'm thinking of,
Yes.
like that kind of bottle.
yeah,
Right.
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah,
Gotcha,
everyone has
gotcha.
that one thing, that one hot sauce. I love Crystal. You love what?
Cholula.
What do you love?
Valentine.
What about you?
I can't do hot sauce on prep.
No, yeah, we didn't do much, but
No, I can't because like
I didn't either last prep. I did zero hot sauce the whole prep because I couldn't.
I mean I would do like maybe Frank's, but I'll do like the wing sauce, right?
Oh, nice.
So you do the Frank's wing sauce. That's 0 calorie as well, no sugar, and I'll be able to manage that for a little bit. But then once I'm really deep into prep, like everything affects me, and I'm just gonna get heartburn or acid reflux, and I'm just like, fuck it, I don't even want it.
Yeah, you got to cut it out. And I think that's the biggest. I'm sorry, I'm just switching up a little bit, but I think the biggest reason why people cheat is because they're not looking forward to your food, right? Like they're thinking about so many other things. I cannot tell you how excited I was for my cod and my green beans. Dude, it was like I was looking forward to it because I knew like I would get my cod and I always bought my cod fresh. And it was like the seasoning I put on it. It tasted like butter. Like I'd have
Right.
like my canned green beans. Athena would still half them, but it's fine. You know, I'll eat the other half of my green beans. My daughter's obsessed with green beans. That's all she does. She literally, bro, she makes me make her green beans at like 10 o'clock at night. She's like, Dad, I want green beans. I'm like, all right. She's a health kick. But I think you have to find like love for every meal. That's the only way to do it. You have to embrace it.
That and like what I found is like, for example, ground turkey. I just changed the figure, so it would be like a loaf ground, a
Yeah.
ball.
Okay,
Makes it
all
fun.
right.
Like, you know who used to do
Change
that?
it up.
Change-
Yeah, you can like slice it with a fork or use a spoon when it's ground. I got you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I got you.
Yana
Like
and Philip used to make meatballs. They used to make turkey meatballs. They would just make turkey. How do you feel about Philip?
Philip,
How do you feel about Philip?
he's a sweet boy.
I know you met him at
He's a sweet boy.
He means
He's a
well.
sweet
He
boy.
means well. He's a mess, but he means well.
Yeah, he was nice, very
Yeah.
nice, just too nice.
Yeah, no, I got you.
He said too nice.
So question in terms of things that we don't expect, right? So in life, there's always ups and downs. We go through these preps, and we do have expectations within our preps, but there's always something that can come about, within life. Has there been an instance like that for any of y'all?
Oh my gosh, my eyeball almost.
I mean, yeah, you just told me about that.
Yeah, I literally.
You explained. So what happened?
So, thought I had dry. I get up at 3:00 in the fucking morning, almost every morning, so I can be at work at 6:30 and make sure everybody's doing their shit.
Right, yeah.
I hate it, but I have to do it. I have to. So, anyways, I get up. I'll do my thing, do my little tready, do all that. I'm like rubbing my eye. I'm like, dang, it's dry. Like I'm like, but I don't sleep very well, so I was like, maybe it's just like a little bit of everything,
Right.
work. And then like 1:00 in the afternoon, my eye like completely shuts, like it's swollen, can't open it, sensitive, like all this stuff. I was like, dang. So then I was like, took my contacts out, put my glasses in, started putting the eye drops in.
Yeah.
And I was like, dang, I still can't do it. They're like, the girls at work are like, go, go, go. So I went, probably shouldn't have drove myself, but I did, to the eye doctor. And he's like, you have keratosis or something like that. He's like, you have an infection in your eye. He's like, you're lucky it's not in this eye. But he's like, it eats away at your cornea and you could possibly lose it. Like, if you didn't treat it. You need to, like, drops 5 times a day. I was like, this is ridiculous. The fuck? Like, of course, this week. I love this story.
Yeah.
This couldn't get any better.
So what are we gonna do on stage now that you can't wear?
She's gonna wear a patch.
You can't. Yeah. You know what? Listen, she is a pirate. She did sail across the seven
did.
seas over summer
I
in
did.
prep, guys.
In prep, yeah, I was prepared for that. Too.
She's a pirate.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, just spouses do not fart on your other spouse's pillow.
right. Similar
Levi, come on, man.
Levi.
Well, I think it's from my farm animals.
You think so?
Like, yeah, because I was like doing their pens and stuff, and then just rubbing my
Oh,
eye.
shit.
Probably.
She's got a bunch of chickens and stuff.
Yeah, chickens and my little goat.
Little goat.
Yeah, she get the fresh eggs.
Right.
That's
Yeah,
perfect.
she gets whole eggs every morning, fresh.
Right.
So you
Sometimes they're moody and they don't leave as much, but
yeah. Well, most of the time you got the eggs. You got
Right.
fresh eggs. So she actually sailed across all the way to the Bahamas with her husband this summer in prep, guys,
right.
and stayed on
Nice.
prep in
Right.
prep. The waves were 10 feet high. They were just going. She's
Right.
eating her chicken and stuff and
I
spinach
was
cold.
not eating
Like
at
in a
all that
sailboat.
day. That day I starved.
Like a
I
sailboat.
starved. Legit starved
Nice.
myself. I felt like I was a real pirate. Like I was rationing.
So you had to, what is it, like batten down the hatches and frickin', I don't know.
Oh my gosh, I'm holding
know,
my
all the
kids
other
like
frickin'-
this, like one of them, like this.
So I was actually gonna go with her.
Yeah.
I was
Right.
gonna go. That was kind of like I was seeing if I could do it.
Right.
Thank God I didn't. She almost flipped over because
Right.
it was so crazy. But they're both so nice. I mean, there's no
Right.
way the thing was going anywhere. But
No. Like literally, it was the most comfortable ride that you could possibly have there and back. It's just the waves. You can't help
Right,
that.
absolutely,
You can't help
yeah.
it. So like, even if you're on a cruise ship, I've been on a cruise and the waves have been
Yeah, absolutely.
crazy. But yeah, no, I was like holding the other one like this, and I was like, oh my gosh, my body hurts just from
Yeah.
like bouncing for
Just
intensely
bracing.
for 3 hours.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
did you lose all your food there?
I lost all of it.
You lost all of it, right? Because
Yeah.
what happened? The fridge shut down or something?
It took longer for us to get there than anticipated because of like the waves and stuff like that. So we packed a bunch of ice, but some of the coolers are like for fish coolers. I don't know, like the logistics of it. But anyways, they didn't keep the stuff that we needed as cold. And then the fridge that we were at was like, I don't know, it was like not even that cold like it needed to be. So it was like all dead, basically.
And then how was the meat there? You were telling me about the
Oh
meat.
my gosh, I won't even shop at Detweiler's because I don't like the smell.
No?
So yes, when you walk in, the smell of Detweiler's, I can't.
Just in general, any Detweilers?
Yeah,
Or
I
just over there?
I can't. So like the meat over there, like when you walked in the store, same thing. I was like, I can't. And I looked at it, I was like, nope. So I just ate fish. Wherever I went, I just ate fish.
I was not. You know me. If you know me, I'm good with it.
Yeah.
Fish is king.
Absolutely.
Right. I just ate fish and lettuce. Saved my life.
Yeah, you did. You did it though. I
Right.
mean, sailed all the way over there, lost all the food.
But
Like,
then
like how much longer did you guys have? Like, was that at the end that you figured out that you lost all the food, or was that like midway?
No, like
you guys had
when
to
we
fish.
got there,
Yeah.
and like we were putting stuff away, and I was like, this fridge isn't really cold. And then I was looking at the meat, and I was like, Levi, I told you, you should have packed it in this cooler, not this
Gotcha.
cooler.
So what did you do after you lost all your food? What was your first plan of action?
I just was tired. I was like, do not, please leave me alone. I'm tired. Don't talk to me. I'll starve the rest of the day. I don't care. No,
I just
but
wanna go to bed.
I just want to go to bed. Like, it was, well, because we got up that Friday and we left at like 1:30 in the morning. So, like, we left, like, I got like 2 hours of sleep or whatever. And we'd packed and stuff the night before. And then we get on there. Obviously, I didn't eat breakfast because I was like, ugh, whatever. So I had like my black coffee, and we get there, and I was like starving by the time, because our boat's big, but like the wires, I guess, like the DOT, like there's a way to go. And Levi didn't, my husband didn't really, he researched it, but he didn't research it to the point where we had to go up to Orlando and go down to, what is it, West Palm, I think. So it was like a little circle. So, but then I found out, which was really cool, this was a really great opportunity for us, like in the sense of like knowing like where we can go and stuff. Wawa has egg whites.
Do
They have
they?
egg white bowls.
There
What do you
go.
mean?
Yes, egg
Egg white bowls?
bowls. Yes.
So what's in there?
Egg
Listen,
whites.
I'm not. Listen, we know. We talk about Wawa. They be fucking. They be
No,
drinking.
it's
throwing some shit on the
literally
sly.
just egg whites. Like
It's
you
just
can,
egg whites.
Just egg whites. You can have just an egg white, or you can have eggs, whatever. It's literally, and I just got egg whites. So I was like, between the eggs, I don't know how many and all the
Yeah.
things. So I just got egg whites. Literally egg whites. I was like,
Perfect.
it was
did it.
gas.
You did it, and you went there. And how long did you stay there? 9 days.
8.
8 days in prep, and then they sailed back.
Right.
So
I didn't even have like enjoy a drink by the pool or any of those things, which was fine because I was like, I'm good. I'll have my espresso, my quad.
Yes.
that must suck. And do you feel how much do you guys miss like normalcy right now?
I feel like
At
I
all.
made
If
it
you miss it all.
normal. This
Yeah?
is my normal. I made most of it normal. Like it can be. Like you
Yeah.
can go out. You still can go out. You still can have coffee. You still can go out to eat. You have to limit yourself. Like obviously be a little particular. But when you order food, aren't you particular anyways? When you ask for extra sauce or this or no this or that, like what's the difference?
Yeah.
Really?
I think for me, I just miss coffee, and I do like energy drinks. Those are the things I miss.
Didn't we talk about that? Like when I
Yeah.
took your energy drink?
I was like, what? Because I was texting you, and I was like, you were like, oh, and no more energy drinks. And I'm like, oh, is that why I'm kind of shaky? And you're like, yes, don't drink them anymore. And I was like, okay. So, I mean, that's probably because I would have a coffee in the morning, an energy drink mid-morning,
Pre-workout.
pre-workout,
Jeez.
Fat burner.
fat burner. I mean,
All
I was
things.
just like, I
lot.
just love caffeine.
You were
So
caffeined
I was
out.
just
Yeah.
like, I miss, like, I do. I mean, I've managed the black coffee. I can handle it, whatever, but I do just miss like a good cup of coffee, like a good, nice latte. I guess.
I'm pumped because I'll be out of prep and PSLs are back.
What's that?
Pumpkin spice latte.
Yeah.
Oh, the little white girl
Definitely.
pumpkin.
PSLs, dude.
She knew what. I know what you're talking about. Yay!
PSLs. They come out September 22nd.
Right?
Oh, my
Yes. I'm trying to find someone to bake. I'm like, I'm all pumpkin stuff already.
Me, oh,
That
I
is
love me pumpkin everything.
Yes.
Yeah, last year I was prepping when the whole pumpkin season happened, and I almost didn't prep because of all the pumpkin shit, honestly. And I didn't even
So
like
good.
pumpkin, but I
Oh
knew
my
when I was
gosh.
prepping, I was going to be
on it.
smelling that shit
Yeah.
walking to the store. Like, I don't want to do all that. But how much caffeine do you think is too much caffeine?
How much caffeine? Well, shit. I mean, me personally, I have this one cup, right? That's 12 ounces. So what is that? Maybe like 350?
What is that? Is
Just
it
black coffee.
That's probably less. That's probably like 120.
Okay, maybe that. So I have this, and then I might have 150 milligrams with my pre-workout. And that's the only caffeine that I have throughout the day.
None after that.
No.
Yeah. So me personally, like I have probably right around the same, maybe a little bit more. I might have maybe like 600. So I do my pre-workout, right?
same.
Which is 400. Which is 400. Fuck all y'all, right? It's 400 milligrams of caffeine, and then I do 1 Celsius a day. If I have to get all pumped up for the podcast. So I got to get some
I get you.
Celsius.
I get you.
I got to do it. Just like you got your coffee, I got this. But I do think there's a limit where you were crossing, and that's why you're having some problems. You don't need, guys. You don't need more than 700 milligrams of caffeine. Ever. And if you look at how I program my plans, when I add in a fat burn, I take away that Celsius or something, but then I limit you to 1 coffee a day because you don't want 1,000 milligrams a day of caffeine all year round.
Wait, what? No, I'm just kidding.
Yes,
Hold
you
up.
cannot do that. You will die. Your heart will probably have heart failure. I'm not saying it will, but I'm all about prevention. Why do we need that, right? And I feel like it'll almost do the reverse.
But why?
Why?
I'm
what?
just kidding.
Oh yeah. So so when I was younger, remember like 3-4 scoops of pre-workout?
Yeah.
I used to run up to 2 or 3 scoops. I think it was like 3 scoops of max. So like 2 didn't work anymore, 3 didn't work anymore, 4. And eventually you just get burnt out. So why? And then I realized when I was younger is why am I doing more than 1 scoop of pre-workout? It doesn't make any sense because now I'm doing 2 and I get the same feeling for doing 1.
Yeah.
So there's no point. You're just putting your heart underneath that much more stress. Right. So that's my thing. How many scoops have you ever done?
Probably 2. That's
Yeah.
it's about max when I was younger, but that was with like the Jack 3D, you know what I mean? With like it got the real
Listen,
drugs
y'all
in it.
don't
You feel
know-
me?
Y'all don't know about Jack 3D.
Do
you remember?
I've heard stories about it.
See that shit was banned in the Marine Corps, right? So that was when I was in the Marines and stuff like that, and like they would sell it at the PX. So I get it, boom, we'd be smashing that, and then somebody got fucked up, did too much of that, and then died, and so.
Probably.
No more in the Marine Corps.
Yeah, because it was
so they
the
banned it.
DMA in it.
Yeah. No, it was like actual methamphetamine.
No.
Yes. No, that was
No
crazy.
way.
No, the first round was like
Well, that makes a
legendary.
lot of sense.
It was like,
why
here
you
we
guys
go.
are-
Here's the first edition, and then they're like, oh yeah, well we gotta remove the drugs out.
Yeah, you want to hear the funniest
And
story
then-
about
and
that?
then
And
it-
then you
yeah,
finish.
yeah. Go
You
ahead.
finish. Bro, funniest story. I had a SCTI. If you guys don't know that, it's like where you go and you can be a firefighter, you could be an EMT, you could do it. I was going to be an EMT. Actually, I wanted to be a firefighter, but I was going to EMT school. Before they even accept you to the academy, you have to meet with like the fire director or something, whatever, some big guy, right? Whatever. I had to meet with him. First time I ever did pre-workout was Jack 3D, and I was literally, I think I was 17 years old. Put the scoop in there, chug it. I'm like, I'm gonna stop by this get this SCTI shit, and then I'll go to my gym, right? Me and Zach, I brought Zach with me, one of my friends. So I popped in there, chugged it. Bro, I'm sitting in this interview. I swear to God, I'm like this. He's talking to me. I have no idea what he was talking about. All of a sudden, he's go fucking pump some iron. I'm looking at Zach. I'm like,
You're just
bro,
smelling
we
his
gotta
words.
go. And I'm like, can we reschedule this? Dude, I was shaking. That shit was
my God.
powerful. It was nuts.
so
But talk about the crash.
Was-
You ever get crashes?
Oh yeah, that shit sucks,
Dude,
bro.
You guys don't understand. When you take this pre-workout, this old school pre-workout, it was so cracked out that when you were done, you were like this.
Yeah, you're gone. You pass out.
It was nuts.
My worst experience with any type of pre-workout was C4. And so we have something called a combat fitness test in the Marine Corps where you have to essentially, movement to fire, which you have to run, a half mile as fast as you can, right? And then there's movement under fire, which is kind of like obstacle course-esque. And then there's one more event. I can't remember what it is. But so I chugged a scoop, I think probably like a scoop and a half of C4 right before we started, right? Boom, I'm doing this, we're stretching, I'm, getting ready for this fucking run. And you have to run in your boots and utes. So you got your boots on, all that, pants, freaking shirt, everything. They say go, boom, I'm gone. First one, right? And then I get around the corner and then I'm seeing the home stretch. I probably got like 100 yards left, dude. And I start just seeing pinks and yellows, and I felt like my body was like melting into the ground. Like I was just like, oh my God, I just got a little bit more to go. I barely made it. And then two guys passed me. I was like, motherfucker. It would never happen.
Just like lightheadedness.
Dude,
It
I don't
just hit
fucking
you
know.
hard.
Dude, yeah, it was nuts.
Caffeine overload. Like 600
Absolutely.
milligrams of caffeine.
It was right in the morning. I didn't eat breakfast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it.
I had no
Yeah.
food.
Yep.
I had no. It was like my body was going hypoglycemic at a rapid rate.
I can't take any vitamins without eating anything.
That shit was nuts.
Same thing.
That was when I was a little idiot.
I had
back in the day.
the Hyde and Jackal.
Jekyll and Hyde?
Jekyll and Hyde.
Yeah.
Dude, Mr.
Yeah, I remember
Hyde, bro.
that.
So Mr. Hyde, same thing. What year did you start
This
taking
was
that?
I did it one time last year.
Oh shit, okay.
It was over the
Yeah, that
summer.
was-
Gotcha.
We went to the gym in the morning, and I didn't usually eat. I had a rice cake.
Yep.
And but I didn't feel like digging for the scoop.
Right,
So I was like, I'll just take the pump scoop, and I didn't realize the one was smaller than. I didn't realize
Yeah.
the pre-workout
Dr.
was
Jekyll's
smaller
bigger.
than the pump one.
Yeah.
And so I used the pump one, and I just took a big scoop of pre-workout and dumped it in. Get there, and I'm working out, and then all of a sudden I'm like, I feel like I'm gonna throw up, and I've never had that problem because I'm always so caffeinated. So I'm like, I've never had that problem. And we get like halfway, and I'm like, Jesse, I think we're gonna have to leave. I ran to the bathroom probably 3 or 4 times. Nothing was coming up. I was like, okay, I can feel it. I know I'm going to puke. Let's just go home. Or let's just go back. So we got in the car. The minute I got in the car, thank God I had a bag. I just puked everywhere.
Just-
It was like, and I have never had that happen before.
Yeah.
And when I got back, I was like, oh, well, that's why. The scoop was so much bigger and larger. And I wasn't even I just didn't feel like digging for it with my finger to get the little one out. So
I feel
I was
that.
learned my
Never
lesson.
again.
She did like 4 scoops in one.
Emergency evac real quick.
Yeah, it's like the no explode back in the day. Remember the no explode thing? Used to
Dude,
be like
yeah, yeah.
this fucking big.
Yeah, yeah.
Like
It was
they're tough.
massive.
And I would always pick pre-workouts that have I want the little small one. I want the little small scoop that just hits me like a fucking hammer. Like
my
I didn't want to mix like an entire scoop of like.
No, yeah.
So I never did no explode. Everyone was a no explode fan back in the day. But it's crazy how long like we've been doing this, man. If we can go talk about Jack 3D,
Dude,
like,
Jack
if you
3D
guys,
was nuts,
You
bro.
guys would go crazy if you think your workouts are hard crazy now. That was next level.
You start fucking.
Dude, I used to put that shit. I'm not lying. Like I would have like my margarita, chug my margarita, chug pre-workout,
Oh my
chug my
God.
margarita, chug pre-workout. Did I go to the bar like fucking
Dude, you're
crazy.
nuts, bro.
Oh my
crazy?
God.
And I would just be out. I'd sleep for like
Yeah.
12 hours after. It was
Oh
crazy.
my
Oh
god.
my goodness.
But yeah.
No, I think about like that too, like because someone was asking me, they're like, "Oh, how'd you leave by me and like school and stuff?" And I was talking about it, and I was like, what's really funny is like I slept less like back then and had way more energy, and I was up for hours. I would take like a 4-hour nap in the middle of the day, be up for like hours, and then now I'm like, I need to go to bed at 9.
Are you talking about just the older you get?
Yes.
Or well, it's because you're a mom too. You got to
Yeah.
get the kids out for school. You got to bring them to school. I mean,
Well,
both of
no.
you guys are moms. I mean, I feel like your life does change when you have kids. For sure.
Absolutely.
Right.
And like your
Right.
priorities change. Like me, I cannot sleep past 8:30 no more. I used to sleep till 12. I used to stream Fortnite, sleep like till fucking 4 in the morning, and wake up at 12 or wake up at 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning or in the afternoon.
Right.
But now 8:30, I'm up.
Right. Yeah.
I'm awake at 6 every morning, no matter. Even if my alarm's not set, I'm like, oh, fuck, all right, let's
You just
go.
get up.
Right. Your body's just like ready to go.
Well, what time do you go to bed though?
Lately I've been going to bed like 9:30, 10.
See, I don't go to bed till like 11, 12, and no matter what time I go to bed, I'll wake up.
Yeah, I'll
Just
be up
probably
at
like you.
Yep, absolutely. Don't
It's
matter.
weird. It's like hardwired in it.
Don't matter.
So how hard was cooking for the kids in prep this time?
It wasn't bad. I think Jesse likes to grill. He's a big griller. He loves to grill, so that's
God
his
for you.
thing. So he has I'm telling you, he's such a saint. So he helped me with all of my chicken. Like I like my fish fresh, so I'll cook that. But
100%.
my chicken, he'll cook it, freeze it, and he will do all of that side of it. But as far as like cooking for the kids, it really wasn't bad. It was when they wanted the sweets and stuff like that. So like they want to make donuts, and so we're always making little donuts and stuff. And so I'll make them, and then I literally am like, okay, guys, they're here, eat them, hurry up, I'm leaving, goodbye. And I'll like just go to the back room or just just walk away from it. And I mean that was probably it's just the baking side of it because I like to bake. So for them, just being able to. But honestly, I think I was telling my friends or someone, I make these brownies and. They were like, will you please make us some? And I just started, I was like maybe 6 or 8 weeks in prep. And I was like, oh my God, I can't even lick the bowl. I was like, this is terrible. And so I was like, I know. And so I was like so surprised though at just my determination and that drive. I was like, you know what? No, I don't need it. We're going to just throw it. And I literally picked it up, just threw it in the sink and poured water on it. So, because I was just like, no, I'm okay. It's not a big deal. I can have all the brownies I want in 8 weeks, whatever. Because food's going to be there. So, it's
Food's
just
gonna
kind
be
of, it's
there.
whatever. At this point, it is. It's just I'm satisfied. I mean, I'm a little hungry now just because it's
It's that time.
it's that
Yep,
time.
yep.
But leading up to it, I was like, my next meal is I'm fine.
Yeah.
I'm good. I just want food.
Yeah. I feel like for you specifically, we kept food high and we still keep, honestly, our food's pretty freaking high.
Yeah.
It's still really high. How many calories do you think we're on a day? Guys, I do not track calories. I don't recommend it, but I'm thinking we're over 2 for sure. I think we've been over 2 for the entire prep.
Yeah.
And because you've been so on point, you know?
I think that I definitely, I was in that off season for a year and I just had, with this, just was sticking with the plan, with the plans and just staying with it. And it's so true in your off season. Enjoy your food, enjoy, the cheat meals you get, whatever. But it's I'm 100, I'm sold on stick with your off season plan.
Yeah.
Stick with it because it makes such a huge difference when it
Yes,
comes
it
time
does.
to the prep where you're
Absolutely.
not having to kill yourself and just
Yeah.
struggle.
Yeah.
So
Well, the off seasons when that body is made.
Yeah.
If people don't understand this sport, let's just say Nick Walker goes on stage this year. If he doesn't do shit all year, do you expect a different result the next year? No, you have to be willing to stay on plan all year round. I know this is your first prep. We don't know how everything's going to go with you this weekend. I'm expecting some wins, but either way, in the off season is when it's made. And especially in wellness and you already are so genetically gifted. You have all the muscle to go very far. For you, it's just learning how to pose better, just getting on stage, getting the presence now, seeing if this is something you want to do. And that's why I tell everyone too, you might do one show and never want to do it again.
Exactly.
Or you might do one show and be like, damn, do you feel like it's rewarding at this point so far?
absolutely.
Well, I would say so. Yeah, for sure. The only thing that kind of sucks is my clothes don't fit, but I have my new ones. So.
Oh, shucks.
Oh, no.
Oh, no,
but,
poor Levi.
I literally just started fitting into my old clothes, and I was like, "Oh, they fit a little bit." I was
That's
like,
awesome.
Yes.
You're like, oh, where are those old pants that
Exactly.
You
My
start searching and
small
shit.
leggings, I'm like, oh, I can fit in them right now. That's amazing.
Yeah, it's kind of funny because even when I go to the gym, there's people that come up to me like, "You're a whole different person." I'm like, not really, bro. I only lost 5 pounds. Really, not that many.
Well, it's a recomp. You've
Right.
recomped so differently.
Right. So I've always been kind of petite-ish anyways, So it's interesting though, for sure. But yeah, I would have to say I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, I feel like you did for the most part. You enjoyed. I don't think you ever texted me this sucks. That never. And I get a lot of texts from people, and you've never texted me
Because
this
I
sucks.
chose to do this. That's why.
Yeah.
People have to realize you choose this. So
Yeah.
to tell someone it sucks, it's okay, well, yeah, but you chose to do this. You knew what it was kind of going to entail.
Yeah.
It's a choice. Adapt and overcome. Come on.
Yeah, it's not hard, guys.
Right.
Listen to her. It's
Definitely
not
not.
difficult.
It can be. It can be as hard as you want it to be, and it can be as easy as you want it to be. It's just your mindset, really. If you don't take the time, honestly, it gave me a lot of time for self-reflection too, which is personal growth. Which who doesn't want to grow personally?
Do you feel like this prep has made you stronger as a person?
I would say probably, yeah, a little bit. You know, I've always been kind of a
She's
tough
like, I'm already
cookie.
a badass. This prep
No,
ain't
I've
nothing.
always been kind of I've always been kind of, ones that speaks my mind or like a, kind of a tough cookie when it comes to certain aspects, but I would have to say it's made me a little bit stronger and maybe more patient because obviously, like, if I'm not eating for hours, I can't just go scream at somebody. I have to, like, think about it.
That's very true. Like,
Right.
yeah, that's very true. Especially with the kids and
Right.
stuff.
Yep.
Like, you're definitely having to, like,
You're like, oh,
breathe
like,
for a minute.
okay, this is fine. Everything's fine. Just, I would have to, everything's great. And so I'm like, what the fuck? Like, normally, that's usually what I'm thinking, but.
I think for me, like, I kind of went into this with like the mindset of like, like you're saying, like I decided to do this. I
Right.
want to do this. I love it. Like I just get it's almost such an adrenaline rush, especially this week. Like I was just so excited just to get to peak week because it's like all these, it's just, I don't know. It's so exciting,
Yeah.
And, but I think for me, like my kids were home over the summer.
Yes.
So it was like, we were in prep over the summer, which is completely not something I've ever had to do.
Right.
And so, I didn't want them to suffer and not
Right.
do things and go places.
Yeah.
And so I was like, you know what, that's fine. And so it took a lot of planning,
Right.
a lot of prepping because,
Yeah.
it's like, well, are we going to be gone for 4 meals out of the day, or are we going to be gone for 6 meals out of the day?
Right.
Like, we had to like plan for how many I did, and of course Jesse's like, okay, well then let's just cook this and let's just
Yeah.
get it done. And
Yep.
so we would do that and carry my little lunch boxes around, and we would go places and do things. But I did the same thing. Like I
Right.
just didn't want them to suffer because
Exactly.
of something I'm choosing to do.
Yeah.
And so it's definitely a mindset. I mean, and yeah, you
Well,
have to just
yeah, and like when you go to friends' houses, like I've gone to plenty, and I'm
Yeah.
like, just so you know, nothing against you, but I'm on prep, so is it okay if I use your fridge? I'm gonna put all my food
Yep.
in there.
Did
And
they-
they're like,
did
yeah,
they-
no, I get it.
Usually, my friends don't get it. They'll be like, "What is that? What do you mean prep?" You
I'm
know?
like, I'm sorry, but all this food that I'm staring at and smelling for hours, I cannot eat.
Yeah.
So don't count me in, but.
yeah.
I need your fridge and your microwave.
That's how my sister, we went to see them and they were staying in Naples. And so I brought all of my food and they had like this big chocolate cake. And I'm like, I'm going to let you guys cut the cake because it was my one of my nephew's little birthday. It was his birthday. And I was like, I'm going to let y'all cut the cake and I'm just going to come sit right here.
Yeah.
I'm just going to go ahead and just eat. But I found like eating my meal whenever they were eating
Yep.
cake or something,
Yep.
like it was
That
so
helped you?
satisfying.
Exactly.
I was like, okay, like no big deal. I just need to put something in my stomach.
Yep.
Right.
So it was like, it does. It works out.
Yes.
Yeah. Then that's what you have to remember. Like, again, you choose this. So, like, you can't, like, make other people suffer because
Yeah.
you chose to suffer.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But it's different. Like, it's an experience. So,
It's just hard when like you're there and you get all them. You're surrounded by food and you're just like you want it so bad. And like something like I'm gonna tell you the story. I don't know if I ever said this in the podcast, but one time I was so tired. I think I trained like 4 clients. Got home, cooked my meal. It took me like 20 minutes to cook my fresh fish. Right, fresh fish, green beans. Got on my plate. I'm all good to go. I sit down. My daughter's a year and a half old. This is when I won the overall before. And she walks up. She's just sitting there. Dude, I have barbecue sauce on this plate. She hits it like this.
No.
It goes all over me. Actually, I lied. I have rice in that meal. Dude, it was everywhere. And I had to sit there, and I can't yell at 1-year-old. I had to sit there and just look at the food and just, I was like shaking because
like,
I
"I
was so,
wanna cry."
dude, I just turned the plate and just scooped it all up there and just ate it. I was like,
It's
whatever.
like, hey, it is what it is.
I never realized, like, how, like, you get your rice and you're like, okay, can't let this little guy leave.
No. You need every little bit, dude.
Oh my gosh, every little
Every grain.
Is
Every
this
grain.
good for a spoon or is this good?
Jesse won't even talk to me when I'm eating. He's like, "Are you done eating yet?" I'm like, "No, I got one more. Hold on." And he's just like, "You are so serious when you." I'm like, "I want
Yeah.
it all."
Yeah.
Every
little
bit of it.
grain.
But that happened to
Absolutely,
me.
dude.
It wasn't me. It was my dog. He actually walked by and he just happened to. It was my fault. I left it on the side of the chair and I was pulling up the recliner thing.
Oh, yeah.
And he walked by or something
Oh,
happened
no.
and it just fell over and I just left it, let him eat it, and I just went and cooked some more. I was like, forget it. But I was the same. I
no.
was like, you got to be kidding me. Like, I just sat down. I just wanted my food.
The best part is like for me too, like after the gym and I'm like, you're cooking your fish, right? And you're like, oh, you're just like salivating the whole
Yes,
time where you're
right.
making all this, right? And it's as soon as you go to like sit down or like someone takes a bite of something, you're like, that's all I can have. Like
Oh, if they try to steal your food?
right.
Oof, no.
Yeah, and I'm
Yeah.
like, you can eat anything else, but don't
Yeah.
touch
Yeah,
this.
you touch
And
this
they're
plate.
this.
No.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Like guarding
Athena
it with your
and Kiki,
life.
which is his daughter,
yeah.
they're little thieves.
Oh my god,
They're
dude.
little freaking thieves. I cannot tell you how many ounces of freaking cashews she's stolen from me and green beans.
Dude.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
Kiki, green beans, freaking stuff. She comes up, I'm like, no,
Yeah, right.
This
go
is
away,
mine, Kiki.
Yeah.
and then she like pulls my leg, tries to get it. I'm like, oh, fine. And I put her here, and then she
Fine.
looks at the food, and she,
Oh my
I gotta
goodness.
forget it.
Such
you
a
little-
meat eater, and it's so funny. They all, when they're in the car and I open up my food, they're like, "Oh my god, it stinks so bad," and I'm like, "Oh my god, whatever." They're all like, "Roll the windows down," and I'm like,
Right.
"It's just chicken."
Yeah.
But Grayson's like, we won't even say. We've gotten to the point now. It's all so comical. Well, I'll open my food and I start to eat, and he'll go, like he smells. He goes, "What's that smell? What are you eating, mommy? You eating chicken?" And I'm like, yes.
You eating
Why? He's
chicken?
like, I want some chicken. I'm like, no, I packed you some meat here. Like, I already have the meat packed and everything. I'm like, no, you're not eating mine. Like,
Yeah.
here's
How old is
yours.
he?
He's 5.
Oh,
Get
yeah.
your own
Yeah.
meat.
Yeah.
That's
And
awesome.
I'm like, yeah, no, here you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like,
Well, yeah, Levi took a sip out of my gallon the other day.
Oh,
I was
no.
like,
Excuse me,
did
sir,
you just
spit that
drink
back.
out of here?
How much did you drink?
Like,
how many
you
goals?
gotta
How many?
say-
How many? How much?
I have to go
Weigh
for that.
yourself.
Weigh yourself right now, and I gotta find out.
Well, first I was like, did you take a sip? Because I went and got the kids like something from Starbucks because we were going to golf, and I was like, taking them. And then he's like, I'm thirsty. Can you get me a water? I was like, okay, I'll get you a water. And I got them their little snacks or whatever. Then we go, and long story short, I go, did you drink some of my water while I was away? And my son, of course, Easton's like, no, he didn't. No, Daddy didn't. Grace is like, oh, yeah, he did. He had a sip. I was like, a sip? Really? I told you I was getting you water. Like, you could have, like, that's all I got. For the day.
For the day.
Like, back off.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's tough. Don't mess up people's water or their food.
Right.
But sometimes with the babies, you just got to give it to them. Like, what am I gonna do? Like,
Or
I remember.
make extra. Like,
Yeah, I started doing
Exactly.
that. I put like a little bit of extra on the side, weigh a little bit out.
Yeah, it's taxed. It's taxing it. The kids are taxing us.
Yeah.
Like, where's my tax? I want some money.
Right.
I've been taxing the shit out of these little kids, bro. Ever since I've been on my bulk now, I'm like, boom. I grab it. Naomi's like, whoa, what are you doing? Or she'll have it in her hand. I grab her hand. Like, I was like, daddy tax.
Yes.
She's like, what?
Yeah.
What is that? And like now Kiki, I'd be messing with her and she'll have like her little snack of cookies and I'll grab a cookie and I'll look at her and I'll grab the cookie and I do it. And now when I go do it, she goes, no, daddy.
See how it feels, Kiki? That's how I was.
I'm like, oh yeah, give me that cookie, you little punk.
It's my turn now because I'm in the off season.
Daddy tax.
Right,
That's awesome.
Right. That's
Yeah.
hilarious.
So, how are you guys feeling about the second show? You guys pretty excited about that one too?
I am. It's going to be, we have quite a few in there.
Oh, we got a
Team, right?
bunch
Love
in
it.
there, girl. You think this one's gonna be
love
packed?
it.
Just wait.
Next one's gonna be
so
nuts.
excited.
We
Oh,
have
yeah.
pros as well. We have
Yeah.
Jacqueline competing in that one. He's got a bunch of clients. Raven has a bunch of clients. I have like 15 doing that show.
great.
Only one wellness competitor though. And
Oh,
that's
really?
you. We have
Oh,
yep,
wow.
only one wellness.
Let's go.
Yep, bunch of bikini, but it's okay.
Yes.
The bikini's
It's
always
okay.
the most. It's always the
Always,
packest.
yeah.
It's one of those divisions where
It's okay.
it's you're always gonna have a bunch. So
That's like the gateway division. That one in
Yep.
men's physique. The gateway divisions in bodybuilding. So it's like that's the physique that people see that they can attain the quickest, or or the most attainable physique, bikini and
Yeah.
men's physique. So you can always expect to have a lot in there. So
yeah.
but you're gonna do well. You're gonna do well.
We're gonna kill it. I'm not even worried about it. We're gonna kill it. You're gonna have a battle on your hands because I already told you someone's who's coming, and it's a battle.
Oh, yeah, that's,
Miss
Susie. Yeah.
Battle
She's-
time.
For the,
I don't think she's doing Sarasota. She's doing Melchancy. So this weekend you're gonna compete against her. I'm expecting both you guys to destroy your classes and then battle at the end. So I'm gonna be there and I'm gonna
ready.
witness
Like,
it.
I'm ready.
And it's gonna be a
want
battle.
it. I
Yeah.
want that overall, and so let's go. Let's do
Yep,
it.
and we're gonna line them up.
Yeah,
We're gonna see.
absolutely.
And what I say is like, and I always tell people try to stay off social media because
Yes.
everyone
Oh
looks
my
good on
God.
social media.
Yep.
It's what you look like that day, that time. Did you peak right? Did you get in a fight with your boyfriend the day before and your water is shit? Like, and that's why you see the Olympia. It's so small. Like the error is so small. Like you could have someone 2% off and they could lose Olympia. Like in these walnuts, like Issa and France Daly last year. Like I personally thought she wasn't going to win. Just by the way you watched it, right? You see why the way she acted on stage. She was like shocked that she beat Issa last year.
Yeah.
But it's like because she maybe didn't think, maybe something happened. We don't know,
Right.
right? She was nervous, but she was still good enough for the win. So go out there 100% and go swing.
I'm excited.
So you guys right now, what do you think you could have done better in prep?
I always question myself, like maybe not in prep, but in off season, like, did I really push hard enough? Like, that's I'm constantly questioning, like, well, could I have put another 5 pounds on there? Could I have put another 10 pounds? You know, like, that's my thing. Like, I'm always questioning, not so much of the food side of things, because I think I'm just kind of like, I feel like I'm so like, just,
Machine.
Dialed in
like
and out,
machine,
right?
like,
You're a
rather than,
machine.
like, I'm just like, just give me what I'm supposed to eat, and
Yep.
I'm going to get it done. But I think when it comes to like the weight, like the lifting side of it, it's like, well, did I push hard enough? Like this past week, you know, the energy is just shot.
Absolutely.
The past couple of days, and I'm like, no, like, you know, like, no, I'm still. But then I question myself after my workout. Well, could I have pushed myself a little bit harder? Like, but Jesse's there, and he's like, Brittany, you're pushing yourself hard. And I'm like, yeah, but am I really? You know, I just question myself on that side of it.
Yeah.
So I think for me, like, that's where I'm constantly thinking, like, could I have gone harder? Could I have gone, you know, more? And
So you just second guess your intensity of your workouts.
yeah.
That's
What about food?
Understandable.
Were you pretty good on food? I don't think there's ever been a time that I don't think you cheated. At least at this point, I
No,
don't think
I
there's been
mean,
a gram over under.
I haven't. I think there, you know, like, I will say that Jesse would have like one of his little energy drinks, and I would not recently.
Here we go.
I promise, not
She
recently.
comes out. No, I'm joking.
6 weeks out, I was like, no. After like literally
Yeah.
6 weeks, but I would take a sip. I was like,
You'd be
can I just have a
Jesse,
sip?
can I just
I
one
swear
little
to God,
sip?
that's how it was. I was like, I just need carbonation. Like, this water is like killing me.
No, I feel
And
that.
I was like, I just want a tiny little sip. It was.
Give me a sip, Jesse.
It was, I swear. I felt like I was like always like wanting crackers. I was like, give it to me. But honestly, but that was probably it. It was just that like carbonation. Like, I just need some carbonation.
Yeah, that's literally Jen. Every time, like, I'll bring a Celsius around her. So when we were at nationals, I had what was it? It was the apple cherry one. It was the apple cherry one, and I let her take a sip, like right before show. She's a crackhead for Celsius now. So every time she'll be like taking a sip out of mine or whatever. Like, it's just she's obsessed
She
now.
looks great.
Dude, Jen's gonna fucking Jesus,
She looks
unbelievable. So what could we do better next prep?
I think I really wasn't, like, to be honest, I kind of jumped in, just said I'm doing it. And then I wish I would have did a little bit more probably research beforehand, like I have been now, like, and got probably a lot of my time management and stuff better. But I think overall, everywhere that I look, there's always room for improvement in general. I think, like, for example, I would have to say just, you know, I would have saunaed probably a lot sooner. The sauna is the best thing ever. I look forward to it, like, literally. I do it every morning, every night. I look forward to it. I wish I would have saunaed more.
Yeah, and she actually has one of the home ones that we got.
nice.
Right,
You
yeah.
did? You got one?
Yeah, I got one.
You got one
yeah.
of the Nordic Ways boutique?
Oh, it's nice. Yeah, you
It's
go in
clean,
there,
right?
In and out.
Yep.
In and out.
And it's so convenient too.
It makes
Right.
it so easy, bro.
Yeah.
And I wish I probably wouldn't have Peloton as much because my legs were fucking killing me.
Yeah, that's the thing is you get to the point in prep where it's hard to lift your fucking legs.
Right.
It's hard just to lift, and that's what she was going through. It was like because she was doing Peloton every morning, so we had to switch her off that.
Yeah.
So we got her on treadmill now. But did that help you a lot?
It did. It helped me a lot. I took a couple rest days, and like whenever they're like really, really achy, like I just do a little extra sauna. I feel like maybe
Yeah.
it's like the water or something. I don't know. Like, and just kind of like rest. I need to learn. I think too. What I have a problem with is resting.
Yeah.
I don't know how to rest.
don't know how to
I've always just go.
Right.
So rest is like something I probably would have done a lot more too.
I'm arresting. Yeah, I think we're all culprit of that, right? We want to push hard. I remember like when I was literally, guys, I was 8 weeks out. I was sitting in the sauna 3 times a day. Literally doing cardio twice a day, 3 times a day. I'm like, dude, I don't need the 3 saunas a day. Like, what the fuck? We're 8 weeks out here. I don't need to over push. And I think what happens is, at least in my experiences, I stressed my body out to the extreme because I was
Right.
doing shit that was off plan that I thought was good. That I should just do 3. What's the point? It's 3. I'll lose a few more pounds, whatever. Maybe I'll get a refeed. Even never thought like that. But I'm saying, like, you don't know. People do that kind of shit. Right? Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna try to do extra. Like
Right.
last story time. Love talking shit about Sebastian. Story time. I love the man. Anyway, so he was 193. He was stuck at 193, guys, for months. Like not months, probably like 4 weeks. Stuck 193. I said, dude. He's like, I want to cheat meal so bad. I said, bro, if you can hit 186 tomorrow or this week, then we'll do it, right? This motherfucker, he texts me the next morning, Madam 195, sends me a picture of the weight. I said, bro, you've been stuck at 193 for literally weeks and weeks now, and you're telling me you think because I said you can get a cheat meal if you hit 180 below 185, you're now 184? But no way. And so I think what his ass did is wake up sit. We're gonna bring him on the podcast and we're gonna talk about it. We wake up. I think he probably sat in the sauna until he made weight, and then he's like, "Bro, I get a cheat meal." I'm like, "All right, well, I can't say no." You know, he did lose.
Like,
whatever.
I don't even know how many calories it burns. It just feels great.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Honestly,
awesome, right?
Especially after, like, when I wake up, it's almost like even the treadmill, because it's in my house, I drink my coffee on the treadmill.
Yeah.
Is that weird? Like, my black coffee
I
on the
mean, do
treadmill?
your thing, girl.
I mean, you
And
get one a
then
day,
just
so you
like-
do whatever you want with that one a day. You know, if you want to do it on like the cardio machine, you go ahead and do
Right.
it. For
It's
sure.
almost like therapeutic. And then I sit in the sauna and it's like relaxing and shower and start my day. It's almost like hypes me up for
How hot does that sauna get, though?
pretty damn hot.
Does it get to the point to where you're like, oh, fuck, dude, I got to just open this up real quick?
Oh my gosh, my husband, I got a 2-person sauna, so he sits with me, right? And he's like, how much longer we got in here? How much? Because I'm like, let's do it together. Like, you can sauna with me, like, you can
yeah.
whatever. How much longer? I'm like, or if you're going to get on my nerves and keep asking how many times, you can get the fuck out. I was like, because I'm going to be in here until I want. Okay? Goodbye.
Yeah.
And he's like,
It's a
"But I-"
competition right now.
Right. I was like,
First one's out's a
much.
bitch.
It's usually him. He's like, it's just so hot. It's
I'm
just
leaving.
so hot.
It does. It gets
I'm
freaking
like,
so
I
hot
get
there.
it, but like I'm enjoying this. It
Yeah.
feels good to me. I'm like a lizard, okay? I can sit out in the heat whenever.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't bother me. The cold, forget it. I'm not doing anything in the cold. But
Yeah.
the hot,
It's no
doesn't
ice
bother
baths
me.
then.
Do you stay seated the whole time or you stand up?
I stay seated.
Okay.
I enjoy myself.
Yeah, yeah.
I enjoy it. I just like literally just.
Bro, I'd be walking. I'd be like,
Dude, I stand
This,
up.
I'm
I
like,
stand
oh
up
my
in
God,
it,
bro.
dude.
I
All the
move.
heat's up there. Try to when you're sitting down
Right.
and it gets the hottest at that point, the hottest that
Right.
you're at. Stand up. I dare you.
Okay.
That's where all the
Oh my god! It's like holy shit. I'm gonna just go ahead and sit back down.
Right. Yeah. No, I enjoy it.
Yeah, I like
it's
it a lot.
really nice.
sounds nice. But listen, I know we're pretty much wrapped up with time. You
yeah.
both, thank you guys so much for coming on. I cannot be more excited to go to battle with you guys this weekend. I'm excited. Dustin's gonna be backstage.
Dude, I can't wait.
Raven's gonna be backstage. Whatever you guys need, we're gonna make it happen. All right, we're going to battle.
We got you.
I'm excited.
Thank you for coming on.
having us.
Yep, episode 17.
17,
Dustin.
y'all. Yo,
Hit 'em.
make sure that you like, follow, and subscribe. All that good jazz. You know, there we go.
The bling.
Hit a comment for us to help us out with that algorithm and hit that bell notification so you know that we're posting more of these awesome videos.
That's it.
Thank you very much, ladies. Episode 17. Let's
Let's go.
go.
Awesome.